Hi, I'm Stephen McCarthy from the communications team at Breckland Council. We're always looking for new ways to reach you, to keep you up to date with our work here at Team Breckland. We're really excited to be sharing our new podcast with you, or what we are calling Breckcast. In this episode, we're going to discuss Breckland's new corporate plan, an important document that sets out your council's vision over the coming years.
Throughout our podcast series, we will be exploring the work of the Council, lifting the lid on how we deliver the services you rely upon, discussing that delivery with our partner organisations across the district and further afield, and exploring the issues that matter to you. I'm Stephen McCarthy from the Breckland Communications team. I'll be asking the questions today, but the people you're really here for are our Council leader, Sam Chapman-Allen.
Hi, good morning.
Our Chief Executive, Maxine O'Mahony.
Hello.
Our Deputy Chief Executive, Rob Walker.
Hello.
Our Executive Directors, Steve James.
Hello.
And Jason Cole.
Hi.
This episode is going to focus on our new corporate plan. What is a corporate plan? What does it mean to our residents, businesses and partners? How does it help us to deliver our services and function as a council? First up, we have our leader, Sam Chapman-Allen. Sam, many of our businesses and partner organisations will be more familiar with the idea of a corporate plan, but for our residents, it can sound like corporate jargon. What does a corporate plan mean, and why, as leader of the District Council, is it important for us to have one?
Ultimately, it's a really clear and transparent document which the community, members of the council, will hold me and what we do to account for. It sets out what we want to achieve over the next 4 years and longer than that, and how we're going to do that. What are some of those schemes and activities going to look like? How are we going to continue to improve those services which impact residents and businesses, but also what are some of the challenges we all need to overcome together, and actually how we're going to innovate and improve the services we deliver. So in its terminology, corporate plan, it can sound quite dull, but actually what we've tried to achieve through how we've made it interactive and come to life, both in written form and on the website, actually it should be a really useful document for the community, for everybody, both residents and businesses, to understand what Breckland's all about and what we're going to be doing over the next 4 years.
And Max, as Chief Executive, why do you think a corporate plan is central to our delivery as a district?
Yeah, thank you. I think Sam summed it up really nicely, but bringing together all of our priorities so that across the organisation, we're all really clear on what we're trying to deliver and where we're going as an organisation, and that collectively we know what we're trying to achieve. It's really important also that we've got really clear objectives and goals for all of the teams to make sure that all of our projects, services have a touchstone, and that actually we know how directly we are helping to achieve the ambitions of the council. It also makes sure that we have a clear communications strategy for our residents and businesses to be able to engage with us and understand how we can support them best, and how we're working really hard to improve our customers' journey and our people and businesses in Breckland so that we can continue to thrive.
And obviously this isn't our first corporate plan. This is something that is refreshed and renewed. What are some of the aspects of our previous corporate plan that you think have had the greatest impact with residents, businesses and partners, Max?
Firstly, for me, and this will be no surprise for anyone, but it's about putting people at the heart of everything we do as a council. For example, our Inspiring Communities programme, getting that up and running was amazing, and it was a new direction for the council. That theme has been enhanced for this year, and we're really excited to see where it continues to grow. Secondly, being truly open for business and working hard with our business community, large and small employers, to make sure that Breckland can thrive. And finally, for me, truly embracing new ways of working, putting our people, our staff, our members, residents, partners, businesses at the heart of everything we do has been great to see how we've transformed as a council into the modern, innovative and people-centric council that we know and love now.
Rob, as Deputy Chief Executive, you spearhead the delivery of our Thriving Places corporate theme, our business, economy and growth corporate theme. Looking back at our last plan, what elements of that do you believe have had the greatest impact?
Thanks, Stephen. I think it's worth starting with what do we mean by thriving places. I think we all want a busy and active town centre. We want a popular high street and strong villages. We want a place where businesses are looking to invest and we're attracting new business into the district. And we want a strong economy with a good range of jobs, high employment and just businesses growing throughout the district. And that really drives what we're trying to achieve through thriving places. It's been a really good year on this corporate plan theme. I'm really proud that we've been nominated for an MG Award this year for the work we've done through Thriving Places on the future Breckland work. It's a real opportunity for us to platform our work on a national stage. But if I was going to pick three things that were a highlight for me personally, others may have different highlights, but for me, three things this year from the Thriving Places programme were: one, the completion of the Heritage Access Zone work at Swaffham and the significant change that has been made to the town centre in Swaffham, whether it be the assembly rooms or the three local businesses we've supported improving their shop fronts, whether it's the wayfinding signs, whether it's the improvements we've made to the public realm. Swaffham is looking far better than it did when we started this project, and I'm really pleased that our relationship with Historic England and local stakeholders has made that possible. Another success for me has been our Meanwhile project. So what does Meanwhile mean? It means when we got those empty shop units, when things have become vacant on the high street, that we got pop-up uses, we get small new entrepreneurs who want to take that first step onto the high street, and we enable that and support that to happen with business rates, discounts and other such incentives. It's really good to see a number of successful projects happen where we've seen new businesses enter the high street for the first time. And lastly, another key success for me is finally bringing that power station to Snetterton. Snetterton is a key growth location for the district. It's prime location on the A11. Getting that primary substation completed so we can take the next stage in developing that site and bringing in new business, big business and inward investment to Breckland is a real milestone for the district.
Those are some significant milestones. What can you see in our new plan that will be particularly impactful for our business community?
Yeah, I think over the next year, Stephen, there's a few big things happening. I think it's one of the key bits is local plan development. So we're in the last year of our local plan production. That will set our blueprint for our spatial development of the district, real opportunities for housing growth and housing development, but also for economic stimulus and economic development. So really pleased that the local plan's moving ahead at a pace. I'm really proud of the foundations we'd laid through the Future Breckland work, where we engaged with 20,000 local stakeholders to develop a real plan for how we build and develop a thriving business and an economy within the district. Clearly, that's led to successful funding bids right across the district. We've also got the next stage of the Heritage Access Zone work, where we build on our relationship with Historic England. One of the key parts of the corporate plan was building successful relationships, building new partnerships, and our partnership with Historic England has been so successful, it's led to further money coming into the district. And one of the new things that's coming forward for me is our investment in the skills programme. I'm really excited. I don't quite know what the future holds for this piece of work because it's still at the early stages, but I'm really delighted our regeneration team's doing a piece of work around promoting skills development within the district to make sure particularly our 16 to 18 year olds can benefit from enhanced skill provision, perhaps get better opportunities closer to their doorstep.
Steve, as the Executive Director for our Inspiring Communities theme that tackles vulnerability, health inequalities, community resilience and much more, what do you think, looking back over our previous plan, were some of the most impactful Inspiring Communities commitments?
Yeah, thanks, Stephen. I think it's always tempting when you get asked a question like that to either go into each individual service or to just list a whole load of projects and achievements that we've delivered over the last 3 years. So I'll avoid doing that. And especially for me, because I think that the overarching achievement is the support that the teams and our partners have given to the most vulnerable people in our communities. That work has been amazing, and the lives that we've transformed has been amazing. And I think when I look at a real achievement, it has to be in that partnership working, whether that be the work that we've done with the NHS, whether that be through the Integrated Care Board or through the primary care networks. I think for a district council, we are now seen as a partner of choice by the major health providers in our county. But also the partnership that we have with Norfolk and Waveney Mine, the county's biggest mental health charity, and the work that we've done in a mental health space and the support that we've given people in a really innovative way. Or even if we go down a level to even a hyper local level, and the partnership and the lasting trusted relationship that we've got with Daisy Programme, who are our district's local domestic abuse charity, and the work that we've done hand in hand with them to support those survivors of domestic abuse to go on and break free from that. And I think most satisfying is that 150 survivors of domestic abuse themselves got trained up to become Daisy Programme ambassadors to help other survivors come forwards and to help their voices be heard. So I think that partnership working for me really epitomises everything that we try to achieve through Inspiring Communities.
And looking ahead at our new corporate plan, what are you most excited about delivering for our communities?
Those of us some people who are familiar with the old corporate plan and the new corporate plan, they'll see that Inspiring Communities is more evolution than revolution. So we're keeping some of those things that have been really important to us from day one. Since elected members wanted to invest that first £1 million into the 4-year programme, those themes around addressing vulnerability and caring for the most disadvantaged people in our communities, working in partnership to tackle health inequalities that are often hidden, to improve health and well-being for our residents, whether that be through enhanced leisure facilities or well-being activities. But I think us as a district council continuing to be that super connector to join up partners and making sure that as a system we make the best use of our shared resources. And I think it just, when we look at what Inspiring Communities means to us, it takes me back every single time to the quote by Duncan Selby, who was the founding chief executive of Public Health England. And he said it's a job, a safe and warm home, and someone to care for and about are the foundation of improving health. And everything that we're doing in Inspiring Communities for those next 4 years aligns to those things, whether that be through the creation of a shared partnership health hub in Dereham, which we're leading on with Norfolk and Waveney Mind and Mid Norfolk PCN, whether that be the evolution of our food bus out in our rural villages, whether it be the continued delivery of our Mindful Towns initiative, taking mental health support to a grassroots level. All of those things are just about improving the health and well-being of our residents.
Thanks, Steve. Jason, as Executive Director for our Working Smarter 2035 theme that promotes innovation, best practice and partnership working in our service delivery, and most importantly, it promotes environmental sustainability in all that we do as an organisation. What do you think were the most impactful commitments of our last corporate plan?
Yeah, thanks, Stephen. And I think you've almost covered them in the question there, and I'll break it into 2 areas. And the first one is protecting and enhancing our local environment. We're really fortunate to have 500 square miles of beautiful countryside and forest, and we take our role in the climate emergency really seriously. So we're looking at our own operation, our own estate, our own assets, and how we reduce that carbon footprint, but also take a serious role as a leader in educating and supporting others, whether that be residents, visitors to Breckland, or indeed businesses. And then the second prong is kind of call it doing our job, and that's delivering services for our residents, businesses and those visitors as efficiently, effectively and sustainably as possible.
And looking ahead at our new corporate plan, Jason, what can you see having the greatest impact on our residents, businesses and partners in relation to Working Smarter 2035?
Well, this is a bit that's really exciting and gets me out of bed every morning into the office, because the future of work, using data and technology to make ourselves more efficient and more effective for our residents, is just really exciting. Lots of things on the horizon for us to test and learn with, and hopefully embed into the organisation so we can provide the best service possible. And that's against the obvious backdrop of, increasing costs, and we're not immune to the cost of living increase. And when you wrap that around with the unique position that Steve and Rob have talked about, we genuinely put the local government and those relationships we have with the local communities, with residents, means we're able to understand their needs and demands and therefore deliver for them.
Max, we've covered each of our corporate themes looking back and looking forward, but we're also now promoting our work under the Breckland Cares banner. What does that mean and why is that important?
Yeah, thanks, Stephen. I think Sam, Rob, Steve and Jason have just demonstrated what Breckland Cares is all about. It is such an important part of our council's DNA. We deliver a range of caring initiatives for our staff, our members and our residents. And it's really part of our culture and how we care for our people. And that does include our residents, our businesses and our environment. We look after each other internally. We're able to then better look out for our Breckland community. It's really important also to me that we're an inclusive employer, giving everyone an opportunity to shine and importantly make a difference.
Thanks, Max. And finally, Sam, running alongside this new corporate plan, we continue to pursue our Future Breckland priorities. Can you remind our listeners about Future Breckland and how this new corporate plan will complement that work?
Yeah, thanks. And I think Rob picked some of this up earlier under the Thriving Places banner. So we've got a massive district. We're really proud of our 5 market towns and all of our rural communities. But actually, each one of those has a really strong identity. So what we tried to achieve, Steve, through the Future Breckland priorities was allow each one of those market towns to have an individual identity and then pull that together into the single Future Breckland plan for the whole of the district. So actually, it's a really useful tool because it's been led by our residents and our businesses and our young people across those localities to make sure that this wasn't Breckland's plan, this was our community plan, which we just happen to help chaperone and get everyone to converge on. Now, that's now aligning us to some of the work we're doing, as you've heard from Rob, in some of our communities, such as in Swaffham and in Thetford. But actually, we've got a really clear plan for all of those market towns and the whole district. So this is intertwined into our corporate plan to make sure that we're able, as Jason talked to, deliver a workforce which is able to ensure that the Future Breckland plans come to life. But they're a living document, so they will continually metamorphosize over the life of those plans to make sure that they are still fit for the future for those communities.
Thanks, Sam. Well, everyone, you have been listening to Breckland Council leader Sam Chapman-Allen, Chief Executive Maxine O'Mahony, Deputy Chief Executive Rob Walker, and Executive Directors Steve James and Jason Cole.
That was our latest episode of Breckcast. If you'd like to find out more about the work of Breckland Council, follow the link to our website on your podcast host. I've been Stephen McCarthy from Breckland's communications team. Thank you for joining us at Breckcast. Stay tuned for future episodes here and across our social media channels. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share.